Metal Mike.
Yes, sir.
You know, we say all the time around here at this damn thing that we like to call the Rock Assault Radio Show and the Redneck Metal Mafia that we are fucking old school, man. Like, you're older than fucking God's balls, and I'm no spring chicken, man. And when I say old school, Metal Mike, and we do it and we talk about it, man, there's just nothing better than fucking thrash at its finest. And I'm talking about 80s thrash metal music that just makes you want to slap the shit out of your dog. Right. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And what I'm saying is this, is we've talked about this for over a week. We've promoted the shit out of it. And we have on the air with us right now, Tim and Kenny, the original rhythm section of M.O.D. right now. What the hell's going on, my brothers?
Hey, what's happening, man? It's Kenny B.
Hi,
Yo,
Kenny.
what's up? Tim Mcmurtrie.
Hi, Tim.
What's
Welcome.
up, fellas? How you guys doing, man? Hey, listen, first and foremost, thank you guys for coming on and doing this shit with us, man.
Oh, no problem, bro.
We get a little rowdy around here.
Yeah.
Just
All right.
forewarning you.
I just want to point out I've been a fan of M.O.D. since USA for M.O.D. and seeing you guys come back, that just it just reignites that fire underneath me, you know, and makes me get stuck in those reminiscent moments growing up, because it like marks time of my life, you know, like it marks a history page for me.
You remember when you used to have a full head of hair,
right? I was telling.
Yeah, me too.
I was telling Tim, you know, that the first time I heard M.O.D., I was smoking a joint underneath the park water tower in Park City, Kansas, and man, it just blew my mind.
Ken, I told Metal Mike that the first time we heard DRI, me and you were smoking a bowl. yeah. It's true,
man. So man, we got you.
I'm smoking one right now.
He's getting ready for the Easter ham, man.
Right?
Hell yeah, man! It's
Dude, listen, we're all in fucking rock and roll.
Easter.
You know, yeah, we're all in rock and roll, man. So the best way to get your money's worth at a buffet is get stoned before you go in.
That's right.
You know?
Yeah, man.
Jesus God. So anyway, man, M.O.D Classictk, man, is the resurgence of. But what I want to do, man, since I got you guys on here, I want to talk as much as we can about some of the history, and then we definitely the focus wants to be the moving forward. You know, the move forward with the new stuff and the new record coming out, the new single that's out, and all that stuff. So,
sure. Ken, tell them about how you I was telling them a little bit before, when we were just chatting about Angry Corpses, and that you were out there in the scene pretty much before all of us.
Yeah.
You were out there, and I was a metalhead when I met Kenny, and then, I was getting into punk and suicidal and tendencies and all kinds of stuff. But Kenny, tell about how Angry Corpses started and how you started, where you came from, because a lot of people don't know that.
Yeah. I started out in probably 84. I was in high school. I was like 15 or 16 years old, and I put an ad in the Aquarian Weekly, which was like a New York, New Jersey music paper, looking for band members. And I met John Monty, who wound up playing in another version of M.O.D, and a bunch of other people. And we started a band called Angry Corpses. It was like a horror punk band, sort of like along the same lines as kind of like Misfits. I came from Lodi, New Jersey, which is the home of the Misfits, so they were a huge influence on my music and stuff.
Away from your house.
Yeah, they were just like a few blocks away from my house, man. So I grew up here in that, and I was like, wow, I like this. I wasn't so much not into metal, but the punk rock thing was where I was at and that time. And met Tim Mcmurtrie in high school. We were introduced by a mutual friend, and he was a metalhead with long hair, and I was like a punk rocker with the spiky hair. And I was like, what am I getting? Two totally opposite ends of the spectrum, and they were like, yeah, you got to jam with this dude, man. You got to jam with this dude. And I was like, I don't know, man.
This guy worships the devil and shit.
It was funny, man, because it was, it was really kind of funny, when Tim and I met and we decided to get together and finally jam out, we were like, do you know any Slayer songs? songs, and I was like, hell yeah, I know Slayer songs.
we knew a lot of the same people. Like,
yeah.
Kenny went to Lodi High, I believe, right, Ken? And
I went to Lodi High. Yeah, I went to Lodi High School. Yeah, but it was funny because, you know, we didn't know how it was going to work out. I had such a different influence. I was like into, you know, like the punk rock scene more than anything else at the time. But I still listened to metal. You know, I liked metal.
Kenny actually got me more into punk and more.
Yeah, I introduced Tim into a lot of the punk scene and the hardcore scene, which was really just evolving at the time. You know, it was really just punk rock and crossing over into hardcore at the time. But it was cool that, you know, that we both got together from two ends of the spectrum and put together something, you know, which wound up being M.O.D. You know, so it was cool. It's a definite crossover.
Don't get it twisted. Like, I had long hair, but I still fucking was wearing Docs.
Oh, hell yeah, yeah.
I was like one of those kids that didn't know where the hell I was going because I was into everything. I was into, you know, I was listening to a lot of Suicidal. We were actually covering some Suicidal. And,
Suicidal, No Mercy. Those were bands that were,
Corrosion Cavorami, No Mercy. I was a huge No Mercy fan. Like, Flipped Up Hats came from No Mercy, and bands like ours, we're the ones who all started flipping those caps up. Now every band's got that shit.
Flipping them up and writing them in with marker, man. Do it yourself, you know.
Everybody had one that said engines on it.
Yeah.
I mean, if you didn't have engines on your bill or your hat, you were shit.
M.O.D.
Mine said, "I am the law."
Yeah, well, Ken's right. I actually wrote Magic Marker. I wrote No Mercy on the fucking red hat that I have on in the picture on the M.O.D. album.
That's fucking
crazy, man.
With your hair sticking down over your face.
Yeah, the devil lock, man.
Kenny actually shaves my head.
Yeah. In my backyard, man. Tim was like, fuck it, take this shit off, man. But leave this shit in the front.
we should have sold that fucking hair. We could have fucking
dude, he could have made $1,000.
So Tim and King get stoned in the backyard and the reverse mullet is invented.
Yeah, exactly.
We were stoned.
Dude, we were always stoned.
We were always stoned.
Dude, that's why we wrote good music, man.
Dude, good music is an understatement of what comes out of you guys, and even still to this day with the new track, and we'll talk about that later, but god damn, you guys are good, man.
Thank you, man. Thank you. We appreciate that. It just comes from the heart, you know. We always wanted to write good music, and we were into, like, you know, the heavier stuff, but we wanted to keep it funny, you know, because the world's so fucked up and serious. You got to have some, you know, something relief, you know, some comical relief to it, you know.
Right.
It's the same old serious shit. You fucking hear serious all day. I mean, don't get me wrong. There's always serious stuff in our music, but it's nice to mix it up a little bit. You need like the bands that do that, like Murphy's Law and other bands.
Could we get away with writing an album like that today, though? No.
Let me take you guys back for a minute to that. Let me take you back to you know, the late 80s. I believe it was 87 when this thing's coming out. Let me take you back to that time, because I know I've seen and I've heard some other interviews you guys have done, and you know, I follow you guys and always have, and I've done my homework for this fucking thing because, you know, I want to do you guys a great service here. You know, this is the Redneck Metal Mafia, goddammit, and we don't take anything serious either, except for the M.O.D Classic interview. Let me take you back to that time, man, though. So, you know, because I've heard you guys both say in other interviews that, you know, you couldn't get away with releasing a record like that now. So if you was to do it all over again now, it would be different. Well, let me take you back to that time and go one step farther, man. Would you guys have done anything different back then?
No.
Good answer.
No.
Great answer. Great answer.
We were, our minds were just, it was the time. I mean, that was Angry Corpse's music that we brought to the table. You know, And, it was amazing that we linked up with, the singer of S.O.D. To us, that was like, we couldn't believe that. And that was Kenny, the one who got introduced to Billy at the time. So it was pretty amazing.
Yeah, it was amazing. Yeah.
I mean, being 17, 18 years old, 17, we're still in high school. Keith and I, Kenny, and we had like I mentioned, we had a second guitar player at the time, Such. He was my best friend in high school. So, it's like, it's just crazy, man, that all of a sudden, we go from, Angry Corpses to forming M.O.D, having the singer of S.O.D in a Lodi basement, and we're fucking getting introduced to some of the riffs that I guess Scott Ian gave him, some of these riffs, and he had stuff left over that was from that time period.
Like Get a Real Job, like that.
Yeah. There was a lot of stuff that Billy brought with him from the SOD. Yeah.
Yeah. So it kind of, and that's how Scott got introduced to producing the record as well. But even before that, it was like, wow, all of a sudden we go from, we're in high school and now we're with this singer, and it's right up our alley. It's exactly what we do. We instantly knew that our music and his music, this was a fucking great record. In our minds, we felt like it was going to be a great record. To try to compete with it, speaking of Sir Guy, like, that record's just fucking phenomenal. I don't think there's too many records out there that can compete with that. But to get the head nod and the thumbs up from the fans, that's the hardest thing that could have taken, trying to get to happen, and that happened.
It was definitely big shoes to fill, man, and we had a lot of support, and from the guys too, from SOD, without Alex Perialis and Scott Ian producing the record, it was a huge thing. It's a hard sell to come up with a second band after you killed it with your first band.
How do you top that?
SOD was all, I mean, that was an album we loved, before before M.O.D existed. We were listening to SOD and playing it, we were jamming out to it going, this shit's fucking good.
Jam United Forces and a couple of songs off there. We used to fuck around with.
I love the ballads.
Yeah, the 80s were a different time, bro. The 80s were a different time. And
well, it was
different.
Dude, we used to cover the Antichrist from Destruction. It was an instrumental.
Sweet.
And we used to play that.
Old school.
Yeah, dude.
That's fucking old school.
In fact, so let's go back. So we meet this singer. We're writing this music. We're putting it all together for this first record. But then we go ahead and get our first show. So we play our first show at the Ritz in New York, and that's where Johnny Z saw us there.
Yeah.
And it's opening for Megadeth.
Yeah, that was our first show as a band, opening for Megadeth. That was awesome. It was incredible, man. Like 17 years old, first show like ever in front of people. You know what I'm saying? It was like, holy shit, sold out Ritz with Megadeth.
Wow.
Yeah, but if you know the Ritz too, it's Webster Hall now. The Ritz is a huge building, huge place.
I lived in Rochester for a little bit, and I'll be honest with you, I was kind of disappointed in the music scene out there. I mean, there was one, but it was very rare that you would have like a live show around where I lived.
That's because you lived with the fucking yuppies.
and here you go while we're on the topic. So the sound guy at the time was our boy BT at Sam Ash, and he actually recorded the show on cassette off the board. The cassettes got lost, and throughout the years, one of the damaged ones, I told you, I had a picture of it. It's cracked. It was, the tape was spliced. We had spliced together. It was broken, and we actually remastered and enhanced it. Put it through Pro Tools, brought it up, and really got a great sound. And we're definitely going to release this thing. So that's one of the things that we wanted to talk about. We're going to release the first live show we ever played and it's going to come out on vinyl.
Sweet.
And so it's going to be really dope. But we got some more surprises. But I want to stay on the topic of rap because that's what happened. We went and did this show at the Ritz. We'll go back to that later. We did this show at the Ritz, and then all of a sudden we get put into the studio with Alex Perry-Alice, which we're like, holy shit, that we got to work with him. He comes out and he does the demo in New Yorkers. Remember, Ken? We all did.
Yeah. East Side Studio, yeah.
Right.
Yep. And Cro-Mags were recording Age of Quarrel in the studio across from ours at the same time, bro.
Oh, wow.
And we were hanging out with them. Yeah.
Yep. That was the same exact time they were in the studio recording Age of Quarrel, East Side Studios, man.
And so you guys have to be almost like, holy shit. You two have to be looking at each other like, holy shit, man, this thing is going to be a fucking ride for real.
Oh, yeah, man.
We were also fanboys of all those fucking bands. Like our first show, and we're backstage and we're looking, and it's everybody from Rabies, from Warzone, Cro-Mags, Agnostic Front, like members of all New York hardcore bands that we loved. Like we were like fucking like blown away because it was so imagine playing your first show, but backstage you got fucking Harley Flanagan telling you this. Like devil
everybody from every one of your favorite bands, man, is standing there judging you,
calling you, cut that devil lock off and become again,
You talk about you talk about the 80s being a different time, and I'm glad you touched on that because back then, what I want you guys listening right now to understand is back then, especially in the scene that they were in, you had to fucking earn your respect and you had to fight for it, man. You weren't just going to get given any fucking thing in the music industry back then, especially in the hardcore scene, man. And so there's a reason why all those guys were there watching you, man.
Yeah, we were there. I was at every Sunday matinee show at CBGB's from the time I was like 14 years old till they stopped doing shows. You know what I'm saying? I was there supporting the scene, man. I always there supporting the scene, going to shows, talking to people, hanging out. It was always like a good, positive thing, New York hardcore. That's where it was at. I used to
go with my boys just to go slamming. To go slam at shows. And we'd be slamming straight up, like stage diving and slamming at shows. And that's what we set out to do. I mean, we just set out to go to those shows, go to see Breakdown in New York or somebody.
At any show.
BRI, whoever, GBA.
It was always a show. It was a show every weekend at 2 or 3 venues back in the 80s. It was awesome.
New York had the best fucking shows.
Yeah, it was A7, CBGB, City Gardens in New Jersey. I mean, there was always a show that was a hardcore or punk show.
Sweet.
There was something going on. But, yeah, man. And so there we go. So we're in the... Then we're doing the demo, and that's when when we got the work, they wanted to cut Such, from doing the record. So it really broke my heart because, like I said, he was a real good friend of mine, one of my best friends, I'd say, and it sucked. I remember, Ken, I was begging Johnny to let him have a little more time. I'll teach him a little more.
That's what happens when you get hooked up with a major label and they start making decisions for you and, telling you what they want. And, I mean, the music business is a real business. When you're a hardcore kid, like we didn't understand anything that had to do with business, man. We were street, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
We were like just in awe that we had somebody giving us a chance to do something, on a label even, we were just
also hardcore kids. And that meant loyalty and friendship. So we felt really bad. We tried everything we could do to keep Such in, and it's something that business people don't understand, or even if they do.
And that's what I tell people all the time. And Ken, you can relate, being in radio yourself, man, that, people go to college for a long time to learn how to screw shit up. You know what I mean? Like, Jesus
no
Christ.
kidding.
But I get it because I've been there, my band, we were in a similar situation, but our singer just quit, didn't show up to the studio. And I was like, dude, but our vocal tech, man, can do all that. And the record label was like, nah, too fucking bad, man. We signed you 5 and that's the 5 that we want. So goodbye.
That's right.
Like, shit.
Yeah, business sucks. It's business.
It is.
Yeah.
And it's a dog-eat-dog business, especially back then.
That's where it all went, though, guys. It went from the first show to the demo. Suits getting
it was fast, bro. It was like a matter of like weeks only. It was, it didn't take months or years. It was like bam, bam, bam. The demo, the show, they liked it. And next thing you know,
the record dropped.
The record, it was like.
Well, we went to do the record. That was a trip up at Ithaca Pyramid Sound in Ithaca, New York.
Oh yeah.
With Alex at his studio, and Scott wound up co-producing it. So Scotty was sitting right in front of me.
And who else was the tech there? That dude from Raven was there. He was also working too. Yeah.
Wacko Hunter,
Yeah, he was there at the studio. He was one of the engineers, man. It was great, man. We were blown away. We were like, I can't believe this is happening, bro. All these famous people recorded here. There's all these gold albums all over the walls,
And then here comes the hardcore kids with the fucking reverse mohawk.
We recorded. Sorry about that. What was that?
I said, and then here comes the hardcore kids with the fucking reverse mohawk.
Yeah, exactly. That's what it felt like. It felt like exactly that, man. We were like, whoa, dude, look at this.
We have a picture of me, Ken, and Keith in front of the door of that studio.
Yeah,
we had more pictures from our time up there.
Yeah.
It's unbelievable how fast the time goes, and, it's just crazy how you don't realize some historical times, moments in your life,
right?
It just go by so quickly. But yeah, it was unbelievable because recording in front of guys like that is pretty.
Yeah, a little bit of pressure, right?
Just a playing.
Yeah, and then playing shows in front of all your favorite hardcore bands.
Yeah,
hanging out.
5,000 people in the Ritz, like 3 pits going on at the same time. It was crazy.
And your whole high school there, like our high schools were there, shouting out our names.
Yeah, it was crazy.
Before we went on stage, the curtain got raised too soon. They raised it up too soon, and they had on the song. Billy wound up playing a porno soundtrack called White Chick.
That's right, man. I forgot about that.
It was a bunch of black guys saying "White Chick, White Chick." Let me tell you about White Chick. And the curtains going up while that song's on, and we're like standing there like tuning our guitars, and the crowd's like staring at us. You remember that?
Oh,
yeah, I do remember that.
And that's what we want to do, man. That's what we want to do here, man, is create a place where you guys can come and do an interview that's just laid back, man, kick your feet off and just talk some shit with us, man, and just really take us through it. Because the one thing that I really want to know from you guys and from your perspective is, did you guys, when you were creating this record and all of this shit was happening so fast, did you have any fucking idea at that time that this record would become a pioneer in as far as crossover in the genre and withstand the test of time? I mean, this record is timeless.
Bro, it still amazes me, even to this day, when I see like our royalty checks that we've been getting. I mean, they ain't shit as far as money, but the fact that we get one 30 plus years later, and it breaks down like all these countries that people buying records from this year. You know what I'm saying? Thousands of copies, units per quarter still, and I'm going, holy crap, man! I would have never thought in a million years playing that hardcore in my basement in Lodi, New Jersey, that this would ever happen.
Wow.
Never.
Yeah.
That's cool.
Yeah, agreed.
Yeah, it still blows my mind that people, it's relevant, it's relevant, and we're doing it, and we brought it back, and we brought it back, and we got a great response from what we're doing, bringing it back.
Me and Kenny playing again and playing it live brought back a lot of memories. Like I said, we did a little excursion already with M.O.D Classictk.
Yeah, we did 14 shows last year. Yeah.
Yeah, and only practiced for like 3 days before the first show in Reno, right?
We never played. We haven't played, and Tim and I haven't played since M.O.D. We got together, and a friend of ours out here in Reno.
Days.
Yeah.
Practices.
Yep, yeah, and we Predict the Riot studio here in Reno. They let us jam out here. It's 2 days of practice with the full band, and we were on the road. It was just like the old chemistry came back. It was like it would never stop.
That's just beautiful. That's the exact way you know that what you guys did and what your guys doing is absolutely timeless, man.
Yep.
The best,
and
the
that
best
was
about it is it's fun.
It's fun, yeah.
Like it's fun, you know. We just want to have a good time, you know, and you know, we want, you know, obviously we're writing this new record right now, so
it's sick.
It's going to be, it's really sick. I mean, it's actually,
it's about as close to the M.O.D as you can get for 2020.
Oh, it's beautiful. And
musically,
we'll play the new single later.
Incredible.
If you
musically
like
incredible.
If you like the first album, then and you're fans of the first album and riffs off of, you know, off of the fourth release, the Rhythm of Fear, you definitely, but especially the first album, because Kenny's bass sound and the way he picks in my guitars, the rhythm section right there, and then with Felix lacing the drums down, and this kid Donnie shreds, not for nothing.
Yeah, for real.
This little motherfucker shreds.
Yeah, Donnie's excellent. Donnie's a great vocalist, man.
We actually watched the live recording of the Reno show, which was you guys' first show back, right? I think it was in August.
Yeah, it was our first show back, yeah.
And jackhammer the smile off your faces on stage,
you guys
really.
just looked like you were having fun. And Donnie just looked like he fucking belonged there, man. And like he really did a good job.
Yeah, he belongs. He's definitely a natural fit. You know, there was nothing that he had to like make up to get on stage with us and you know, and perform. It was just him being him, and he's got a great energy. He's the youngest guy in the band too. So he's
that's a little obvious.
He's the kid.
yeah. He's the kid. He's
now,
the BRT, man.
Now he's the kid.
Right.
Yep.
He's the kid. Now he's the kid.
You know, you guys were speaking about working with Felix Griffin from DRI fame. You know, Felix Griffin, another pioneer, legend in thrash crossover. You know, I mean, dealing with is one of my very favorite crossover CDs, and it always will be because how fluid it is and how relatable it is. You know, but like this guy was just like a blast beat master before there was a such thing as a blast beat. You know, I mean,
Yeah. Well, Tim is the hookup with Felix, you know, and DRI was always one of our favorite bands, one of my favorite, you know, hardcore punk bands for sure. And, you know, just the speed, you know, it was something that I always wanted to do is play fast. And I was like, you know, jamming to DRI. We were jamming to DRI, you know, when we were playing it, you know.
Keith Davis was a fucking beast too.
Yeah.
He was a blast beat, fast drummer. He loved playing. The reason why, when I heard about Keith from rumors from other kids that he played in a band in the town over from me. Kenny lived in Lodi. I lived in Garfield, which is the town over from Lodi. They might as well be kissing cousins because Garfield and Lodi is all a bunch of guineas in that area.
Yeah.
All Italian. You know, which me and Kenny both have Italian backgrounds.
Yeah.
Well, even though I'm Scotch-Irish too, but my mother was from Calabria. So the thing is, you know, with Elmwood Park was where Keith was from. Now, Elmwood Park is next to Garfield.
It's like 3 towns in a row. Yeah.
3 towns in a row. So Elmwood Park, I hear this kid rips it, and he's playing all this Slayer shit, and he's unbelievable. And people keep hearing whispers. I just went and stole him out of that band. I just went and found him and said, "Yo, fuck that band, man. You got to come play with us."
Yeah.
And he said,
and I
sure.
just kind of grabbed him. Yeah. And that's how it happened, you know.
Yeah, we would have loved to have Keith come back with us, man, but he just couldn't do it. He's got you know, some personal stuff that he just has to handle in life
family,
you know,
stuff.
Yeah. So you know, Felix was our another natural fill-in. You know, it was like, wow, if we can't get Keith to come back, who else can we get to play drums? And Tim's like, yeah, I know Felix, man. Let me hit him up. You know,
no question. This guy can keep up.
He was playing in New York in the band That, his other band, and I got wind of it and took a ride in there and went and met him. And he was so happy to see me. I haven't seen him in years since the first tour. I haven't seen him in many years. I mean, I only really saw him on the first tour, and we became really good friends because I think he hung out with us for close to 4 or 5 days.
Yeah.
On that tour, and it just happened that man. I just met him in the city and asked him, and he said, "Yeah." And it was just incredible, man.
Yep.
Like,
yeah.
For me and Kenny to play with Felix, it couldn't be a better fucking mix of
I
band.
hear you guys cover a DRI song live too.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Couch Lounge.
Couch Lounge, great choice of the songs.
That's gotta be fun.
I mean, personally, myself, I like "God Is Broke" and "Nursing Home Blues." Karma, stuff like that. I mean, but yeah,
I told you, man. Metal Mike's older than God's balls. He's like a walking encyclopedia of '80s thrash.
Hey, man,
thrash
metal.
Yeah, we let Felix pick that song. We were like, "Hey, we're gonna do a DRI song. Which song do you want to do?" And he was like, "Let's do Couch Lounge." I'm like, "All right." Any one of them would have been great, It would have been like, yeah, sure.
Someone's bathroom turning blue, puking green. Yo, those are our kind of lyrics.
I wouldn't mind doing a few more. I wouldn't mind doing
what songs would you do?
We'll add some into our next run with Felix,
That'd be cool.
But we were, like I said, we were like, 2 days into practice. Our singer was reading off his phone the lyrics. And we're like, we're going to do this.
This is going to be fucking great. Watch this.
Yeah.
But again, and you think about this 30 plus years later, and look at how fast everything came back together for you guys, man. I mean, I know that, the plans for the 30-year reunion, and there were some things that held that up for a little while, and we can touch on that. But the fact that it came together out of uncertainty again so fast for you guys is just fucking amazing, man.
Yeah, well, that was like the indication. Yeah, that's the indication that was supposed to happen. Like if it would have been a hard thing to get it back together again, neither Tim or I would have probably been into it. But we were like, we've always been friends. Since the band broke up, we've always stayed friends throughout the years. He's been doing his thing. I do my thing. I live on the West Coast, and we've always kicked around the idea of the reunion. First, it was 25 years. That blew by. Nothing happened. And 30 years come up, and then didn't work out with Billy, so it was supposed to happen, or else it wouldn't have came together like it did,
But make no mistake, yet again, and let's go ahead and open this can of worms, man, because now we're kind of moving forward to the moving forward point. You guys, you and Tim fought like hell for this to happen. This didn't come easy for you guys.
No, not at all. It came 2 years into lawsuits, trademark disputes, federal lawsuits. It was really messy.
Yikes.
Really messy. Yeah. And we really can't touch too much on it because of disclosure agreements and our settlement and stuff. We can't go into details, but let me just say it was a hard fight, but we wanted to keep fighting for what we started and
for usage. At least claim our usage.
To be able to play our songs off the record that we helped write was something that was worth fighting for, and to have some to have some pedigree with the name, at least a little bit of some kind of a connection with the name, Method of Destruction or M.O.D or something like that was important because we're playing our first album live,
right?
So we wanted people to recognize who it was, but then again, we didn't want to be M.O.D. Method of Destruction because Billy's got that.
We didn't want the real name anyway.
Yeah, Billy's got that, and he's using that, so we went M.O.D Classic,
Okay.
Yeah. And honestly, we didn't want that name anyway. We never used it from the beginning.
Yeah.
We had the trademark, but we never used the name.
Yeah. Yes, that's true.
So we stuck with Classic because we felt like, that's what it is. And,
it's the classic lineup.
That's how it all happened, and that's why we got it how we did. The great thing about it now, moving forward, is we can announce it that we've been, I recently, just started putting some feelers out there for this band. Now that everything's settled, and we've been in talks with Tom Hazard, David Ellison's label Combat. So that's where we're at right now. We're just about, getting things going with Combat Records. And I was just on the phone with Tom a couple days ago. And, we're in discussions of what we're going to do. And, like I said, that live record is definitely going to be something special for collectors to have. Because it's been remastered, and it never was mastered. It was off of the cassette.
No, it was right off the board. Yeah,
it was off the board. And I heard there's like a shitty sounding copy of it for free somewhere. But the bottom line is this: it was so horrible and low recorded sound. It was so horrible. The work that we did to this thing and what we brought it out is remarkable. I mean,
it sounds great, man.
Like I said, you're going to feel like you were there.
Yeah, the crowd noise, you hear everything. It's so good, man. It's a really, really good remaster.
It's amazing what Pro Tools does for shit. You know what I mean?
Yeah, a good engineer, man.
It's like someone that knows how to splice the fucking tape back. Thank you, Eric.
Yeah.
For that.
Well, everybody that's our age knows how to tape a cassette.
Yeah, man.
It's just like riding a bike, bro. You
don't rewind it in the player.
Shit.
Use the pencil.
Yeah.
Dude, we were using reel-to-reel when I first started in radio, so tell me about splicing.
Right.
But I know there's a couple of songs on this live thing that no one's ever heard before. Like, they never heard Boardwalk Blues, which was actually the first song that we wrote as a band.
Really?
It was Boardwalk Blues as Angry Corpses. And it was about, the Jersey Boardwalk. Like, we were dissing Jersey Shore before all those Guidos on
TV. We would go down there was close. It was like our summer hangout. We'd go down there and make fun of all the Guidos, way before Jersey Shore. They were there for a long time before Jersey Shore. Yeah. But the song was kind of like it's a goof on the boardwalk, the Jersey Boardwalk. But because the Jersey Boardwalk also had a lot of punks down there, and there was a big scene down there.
Especially, there was a big scene, and a lot of our friends came from that scene, like Lethal Aggression, Social Decay, stuff like that. So, anyways, so that song is actually the music to that song is actually on Rhythm of Fear, and it was changed. The lyrics were changed, and the title was changed. It was renamed "I the Earth," which I don't know if you've ever heard that.
Yeah, actually.
"I the Earth" is like a song about the Earth. If the Earth could tell everybody what pieces of shit they are, fuck me up, pollute me, that's what the song was about. I wrote that one too. Now, that was Boardwalk Blues was the music, but you're going to hear the music and the real song Boardwalk Blues on that live record. Also, there's an instrumental called Charge that is on there, which is pretty awesome because no one ever heard that either. It's just
we dropped that. We dropped that off the album. Those are songs that they got dropped off the album, the USA for
There was a bunch of songs on the demo that we never got to show.
Yeah, they dropped a whole bunch of songs from our demo when we put out the album, but they're on the live album though, so that's a first for fans to hear that.
Some of them are on the live records.
Yeah, it's going to be really cool. I mean, that's going to make it a collector's item right away.
Oh yeah, absolutely, dude. It's new, unheard material.
Well, the coolest thing about it is the design. Like, if anyone remembers the old Rock Hotel flyers, that's how we designed the album cover. Instead of using the Rock Hotel skull that they had there, we put the skull that we had drawn from our friends that drew a skull for me and Kenny for our vision for M.O.D. So they our boy Paul Maluski drew that skull, and we had that put in place of the Rock Hotel skull, so it looks like a flyer because it was on a flyer. That show was on a flyer. So the album cover is the actual flyer, and inside the album there's a collage of all old photos of me and Ken.
Yep.
And I think even Such is in there somewhere.
Yeah, I think we have some pictures of him too.
Yeah, there's some cool stuff in there that no one's ever seen. The table tents, the old stickers.
Yep.
The table tents with our family's name on them. That night.
All stuff from the show. Yeah, all
stuff from the shows.
It's cool
stuff like that. And they're gonna make it vinyl, and they're gonna number them and change them. I guess I don't know. We're still, like I said, we're still in talks with stuff. So. But it'll definitely.
But it's cool that Combat, you know, it's cool that Combat had an interest in this. As soon as we got done with the legal stuff, they jumped on it, man. They were like, we want to work with you guys.
Yeah, that's big.
It's really cool that you guys are
really
coming back with this old label.
It's like everything happening over again so quick, you know. It was like, bam, the first time, then now the second time we came back with it, everything got straight. Now, man, we're talking to the label again, and if it's, you know, with Dave and Tom, it's a solid label too. So,
Dave Ellefson, I mean, what's really crazy is he was in Megadeth when we played the first show.
Yeah. We opened up for his band during our first show, so it's cool. You know, it's like a little bit of reminiscence there. I'm sure. You know,
that record's gonna come out on his label. It's crazy.
Is there any tentative release date that you guys can announce right now? Any?
No, the record's ready. You know, the record's ready. It's just up right now. Everything's kind of screwed up because of this fucking coronavirus, dude. It really put a squash on everything. Like we were, like literally, the rolling full steam, man. And all of a sudden, like the whole world is in lockdown and everything stopped. You know, so labels they're trying to deal with, you know, rescheduling bands that they already had scheduled that got canceled. It's a crazy thing right now. And they're talking, and so we got caught in the middle of the shit, and now everything kind of like slowed down. But we were looking at a pretty quick release, like in the next few months or so.
But once things, you know, turn around, I mean, you know, we'll be talking to Tom in the next few weeks. But the thing is, you know, to support it, we'd have to go out and play some shows. And right now, nobody's booking shows. So that's like why things are kind of moving slow.
You need to bring your asses to Kansas, goddammit.
Oh, yeah.
We'll do Kansas, man.
All right. We'll be there.
Hell yeah. I'd definitely come to see you guys.
Let's have some fucking barbecue for my New York.
Hell yeah.
I tell you what, brother, I'll do it one step better. You guys can come to my backyard, and I'll fire up my barbecue grill for you.
There you go. That's hospitality right there, man.
Dude,
that's hospitality, man.
You know, like I was talking to Tim earlier, man, this is long-term family. You guys are fucking redneck metal mafia now, goddammit. You're stuck with us.
Right on. Right on, man.
We're thinking about moving to Reno and coming to work at your station, actually.
Yeah.
You guys need a couple rowdy redneck DJs up there?
We'll raise hell.
Right on.
We are for hire, goddammit.
All right.
So let's talk a little bit about the new record. You guys are in the writing process right now, or is everything done and just ready to record? We're just waiting on getting in the studio. What's going on with that?
It's close. I mean,
it's
looking like 20 songs or more.
Wow. Now, see, the last time I read about it, you guys were doing like a 5-song EP, and now you guys are up to like 20 songs?
Yeah, we were thinking of dropping an EP, but before we talked about Combat, we were talking about dropping an EP probably independent or on a small label, but now, you know, we're talking different things because we got somebody who's interested. You know, the full-length album would be awesome, you know?
Hell yeah.
You know what? We got songs varying in the range of, you know, 30 seconds to 3 minutes.
Yeah.
So,
I love that.
You know what I mean? There's you know, and it's full speed ahead, man. It's everything that everybody wants to hear, that wanted to hear, you know, anything coming from the original guys. This is what you've been waiting for. I can guarantee that it's got a little bit of everything from the first record style.
It definitely has the old feel for sure.
It's got the old feel, man.
And the rhythm section is just so punchy. Like, Kenny, I don't know what the hell you do with your bass guitar, but that son of a bitch sounds like just straight fucking thunder from God. God.
Yeah, man, the bass is ripping, dude.
and then
I just play hard as hell, man. That's all. I always just played hard, and I played fast, man, and it's still
dirty.
Yeah,
it's dirty like a fucking stripper.
That's like an accurate description, right there.
Hell yeah.
and then Tim comes in with this just unbelievable fucking guitar riffs, man.
It's just super chunky,
fat.
Dude, the riff master.
Yeah, nobody writes songs like that anymore.
I'm telling you,
I love it, man.
I'm telling you, there's some funny songs. I mean, I'll give you one song.
Drop them a couple song titles.
You heard the Thrash King, right?
Yes, sir.
Thrash King. All right, so we got a song called "Hipster Invasion."
Yes.
Yeah, so there's stuff like that. Let me see. We got a song called "Kill the Bully."
Kill the bully.
Yeah.
I like it.
I already like that.
I like
yeah.
that.
So so many bullies out there, fucking bullying people, and it's talking about karma, and it's fucking brutal.
Nice.
Really
Yeah.
fucking heavy.
Love it.
We touch on some social topics, in kind of in the same vein as the first album, but things are different. It's a different time, but we got some shit to talk about. I'll tell you that, man.
Yeah, there's some
the
good
one thing
stuff,
you can
man.
say about M.O.D. It just in general is that the band itself, musically and lyrically, has always had something to say. I mean,
Oh, we still got something to say. Believe me, we got plenty to say. There's plenty of assholes out there to talk about.
I was writing a fucking pandemic song before this fucking pandemic, so now it's even worse than what I was writing. It was bad, but now it's really fucking bad. I mean, there's brutal lyrics on here.
Yeah, you're going to get an album from people with an 80s perspective in 2020. You know what I'm saying?
Dude, I'm not above and beyond that. I'm fucking right there. Like, I'm stuck in that time.
We all are, man. That's our whole generation. That's why this is going to do great, because our whole generation, all thrash heads and hardcore people and old punk hardcore kids, around now all 50 years old, and we're looking at the world and going, man, if this was back in the 80s, I'd be kicking your ass.
Yeah, right. Don't let the gray hair fool you, goddammit.
Yeah, if it wasn't for your cell phone right now, I'd be beating you down.
Right. People video that shit now.
Yeah, the videotape you everywhere, man. It's crazy.
Man,
there's some good shit on here, man. I'm just looking at it. I don't want to give too much away.
No, don't give too much away.
No, don't give nothing away, man.
Yeah. No, but it's happening, bro. It's happening. It's going to be good, and it's going to be definitely in the original M.O.D. style. That's for sure.
I fucking love it, man. And now's the time of the interview, man, where it's you guys' time, man. Pimp the shit out of everything, your website, your social media, everything, man. Let the listeners know where to find this shit, because I will do everything in my power to help you guys and Combat Records and everybody else, man, create a buzz about this damn thing.
Same here.
Right on. Yeah, the website, thethrashking.com. thethrashking.com. Check it out. It's got our new single. That's our official website. It's got our new single, The Thrash King, on it. It's free download. Just go check it out. It's got our merch page, band info, upcoming tour dates that ain't happening yet because everything got canceled. We'll figure that out when the world starts up again. But yeah, it's got that. Our Facebook is M.O.D Classictk. It's all one word, no separations. M.O.D Classictk, like Tim and Ken. We got Instagram too. What's the Instagram?
The IG is M.O.D _Classictk.
Yeah, there you go.
Okay.
Yep.
Yeah, we got YouTube. We got that too. We got stuff on what else we got our stuff on?
They saw the Hardcore Worldwide video, almost 5,000 hits.
Hardcore Worldwide put our video up, which is really cool because it's a lyric video and they don't usually do lyric videos, but it was pretty cool that they did that. So that's cool. What is do you know our YouTube page? What is it?
I don't know. It's not Donnie did it, but you could find it.
Just search it up, man. M.O.D Classictk.
Yeah, if you search M.O.D Classictk on YouTube, it'll bring it right up. And I tell you,
it's got like shots from our Reno show. Somebody recorded on there. It's got Thrash King. It's got a bunch of stuff, live stuff on there too that people have been sending us from shows too.
Correct. And what I'll do is I will put that out on all of our social media as well. The link to that YouTube.
Yeah.
So then that way we'll make it easy for people to find it, man.
Oh yeah.
All right, that's cool.
Yeah.
You know how these fucking millennials are. If they can't get it on their phone, they're not going to get it. So whatever.
Yeah, I know.
You know, like I fully intend on taking, you know, here's what I imagine an M.O.D show being now, like an M.O.D Classic show, is it's going to be all of us old school fuckers dragging our kids out to say, see, God damn it, we knew how to party.
Yeah, that, you know what? That's what it was like when we played these shows, because we had people bringing their kids and stuff, and there were like these all these young thrashers and stuff, man, like in their teens. Dude, it was cool because it was like, yeah.
How about the Vegas show? The Vegas show was a lot of fun.
Yeah, Vegas was fun.
Hardcore thrashers out there.
Yep.
Yeah.
I mean, it's the crowd, definitely, you know, and a bunch of young kids, but I was surprised. There were some young kids at our shows, man. I was like, wow, that's pretty cool, man.
We'll show up with fucking barbecue stains. Yeah, and that's what I try to tell my son all the time, and he just laughs at me, and I'm like, dude, you have no idea, bro. Like, I'll throw your ass in an old school pit, and you won't know what.
Dude, there was pits at every show. Like, there was pits at every one of our shows, and there were all dudes who were 50 years old going, I'm going to be feeling this tomorrow.
I'm going to throw my son on the stage, and I want one of you two to kick his little ass off that motherfucker.
We'll throw him back off into the crowd, but they got to catch him.
Yo, I don't care if they don't catch him. He's got to learn the hard way.
Yeah, my kids are in the pit. I got two kids who love hardcore, bro. They go out to shows, and they're in the pit, too, man. They love that, man.
This is parenting done right. Yeah. Man, I love you guys, man, and dude, thank you guys so much, man, for taking time out to you know, come on with us, and man, we appreciate all of your time and everything that you've done for us over the years, man, as far as just putting good shit in our eardrums, man, and it's really super awesome to sit back and just talk to you guys, man. And anytime you want to come on this show, dude, you both got my number. Use it.
Right on. Thank you, man. We appreciate it. We appreciate your time, and man, we're glad to bring you some new music, and we're glad to talk to you guys.
No problem.
We're excited to be doing this together again, and we're taking it easy, and we're not rushing anything. We're not trying to you know, play you know, who's going to make it around the bases first. It ain't nothing like that, man. We just want to have some fun.
Yeah.
And that's what this is all about right now. And, you know, having Tom and, you know, I heard he's going to actually be on you guys' show soon, too.
Yeah. And so, you know, thanks for that, too, by the way. Yeah, Tom will be on. And, man, we got a lot of, we're moving up to the big leagues, man. Like, you know, it starts with you guys, and who knows where the hell it's going to end up, man. Just, you know, and kind of like you guys, man. And Ken, you know, just in radio, man, shit happens so quick, man. And like,
it does.
It's very time sensitive. And if you get an email, you have to respond to it right now. And
oh yeah,
dude,
yeah, everything's very timely, man. It's very timely.
The music business doesn't wait for any of us.
Yeah,
you know, and it's
well, you guys were cool, man. I'll definitely shoot you some friends of mine to get in touch with too, other bands and stuff, you know.
Definitely, man.
They'd be glad to come on your show.
Anything that we can do, man. The Rock Salt Radio Show, that's what we're here to do, man, is support music and you know, just help where we can. And
cool.
You know, like, again, thanks.
Right on, guys.
Thank you guys, man, so much for everything.